Okay, here is the walk-around video of the 1948 Ford F1. I just started up and pulled it out to take pictures of it. You can probably hear it running. It runs like a top. That's the best part about it. Anyway, we'll take it out and drive it here in a minute. I guess we'll walk around up close and show you the quality of everything. Obviously the body's got some wear on it. It's got some cancer. Everything that's in the bed comes with it. There's an extra running board. Don't know where my uncle got it. This light here plugs in underneath the hood to a 12-volt system, so it's a light that he used for working on the vehicle. There's some other miscellaneous tools that come with it. The bed's fairly solid. I see there's some water in there since I just washed the dust off, but this thing's been stored inside forever, so it isn't like it's set out in the rain or anything. But anyway, like here, back corner, you can see some rust through. Here's the passenger side running board. Here's the front fender. I guess I better hurry up so I don't spend 10 minutes. In the interior, from the passenger side, here's a whole box of more stuff that comes with it. I think there's breaker points and some spark plugs and other paperwork and who knows what else that came with it originally. Gas tank is back here. It still works. Here's the official gas gauge because it doesn't work, so my uncle just used to stick that down the fill tube and see how high it was. There's the jack. Glove box has the insurance papers. I actually insured it 2 years ago. First year I had it. Drove it a few times and then I found out it wasn't worth plating. Got some add-on gauges. It's got an oil pressure gauge working and amp gauges working. The only gauges that work over there are the temp one, but we'll get back to those in a minute. I want to try to do this all in one video. We'll pop the hood real quick now that we're out in the sunshine. Radiator works fine. This vehicle can run for a long time without heating. Obviously it's got some leaks, so it's going to run. But as you can hear, this thing runs like a top. It starts right up. Every spring in a set winter, spring it starts right up and runs like a top. Well, if you notice on the front, it's got a tow bar. That's what they used for many decades on this on the farm. They towed it behind combines and took it to the field. This right here is an air compressor. Here's some belt that stays with it. You can tap it into the belt drive down on the alternator. This thing moves, and it's got a lever that locks it out. You tighten the belt, and you got an air compressor. It runs back to a port here, and then that goes down to a tank underneath, which I don't know will show up. I don't know if you can tell. I'll get a light on. There's an air tank underneath here to store air. So there's the under hood. It's got a 12-volt battery, but I think the wiring in the dash is 6 volts, so the wiring's been messed with. There's the plug-in for that light that was put in. Let's drop the picture now. Anyway, you can see the condition of the front bump for the front fender. I don't know if I got the other one or not. Obviously, it's got some cancer there. There's the running board. Here's the back corner of the fender. There's some more wiring where they used to have a big fuel tank back here. They used this for decades, hauling their diesel fuel tank and pumping it into their combine. So that wiring's still there. We'll get into the interior. We'll actually take it for a drive. It's got add-on turn signals which do work. Yeah, the only gauge working is the temp gauge up here. The two add-ons are the ones. The fuel, yeah, nothing works but the temp gauge. We'll take it out for a drive real fast just to prove that it does shift. I'm in second gear now. First gear is creeper gear. You can take off on that. We'll go up through the gears. try to demonstrate my competence at shifting this non-synchronized transmission. No, there is no power steering. And anyway, we're in second. Let's see if we can shift it. Careful shifting it. Now here's the issue. There's something loose in the front end, so it isn't like you want to drive this thing home from a different state. It will have to be trailered. We'll back her in. We'll take it back to the barn, or we can put a light on it. Okay, now I'm in the super low gear. I don't even have to give it any gas to take off in that gear, but now I will have to shift it, unfortunately. Okay, there was a good double clutch. So it is drivable. Front end's a little loose. Take this thing up to about 45 miles per hour and the front end starts to shimmy, so something's loose in the front end. Let's see if I can get it back down into first. Good drive. Radio doesn't work, not too much works. So we're up to 7 minutes in this video. I gotta keep it below 10. Let's get it in the barn. And I'll get a light on it, so we'll try to put a light on the other things we haven't looked at before. This is one continuous video, so you can see what's going on with it. Anyway, we'll get a light so you can see basically what's going on. Down in about 2 minutes. Like I said, this thing runs like a top. I'll try to get underneath of it. Not sure what you can see, but there's the air tank. There's the rear differential. And I don't want to misrepresent anything to do with rust underneath, but I don't think it's too bad. I'll try the other side. Back here. I'll try to get another shot underneath the bed. Anyway, there's the spare tire. It's got real heavy springs underneath of it. You know it runs, you know it drives. I guess that's about all I can show you on this 10-minute video. So that's what you get for your walk around of the 1948 Ford F1 that's for sale on eBay.